Let's talk for a second about where people are getting their real estate and mortgage brokerage, mortgage in general, information. Where are they getting it? Well, let me make this concept clear. Do not get it from TikTok or Reels. No. Do not do that. Okay? Don't do it. All right? Please don't. I mean, TikTok and Instagram Reels, and I guess Facebook Stories, although that's only for old people now. Just don't do it. I mean, there are some blithering nonsense on TikTok and Reels about real estate. You know, you got realtors, real estate agents trying to say all kinds of things that don't necessarily make the slightest bit of sense. Sometimes they're just outright lies. Same on Instagram Reels. And even some mortgage brokers can say some things. Like I'll honestly tell you, some of the mortgage brokers tend to be a bit better. I look at a lot of it. They're not bad, okay? But some of them are nuts. Okay, I'm going to cite one that's nuts. So let's talk about what's just so crazy about Instagram and TikTok realtors, real estate agents. Like, it's the same theme in 6 different ways. You need to buy now, right now, like today, because the minute that the Bank of Canada drops rates, house prices will go through the roof. They'll just go crazy. And you'll never be able to buy a house again. So you better hurry up, call me. I've got listings, and call me, and I'll be your buyer's agent. And we got to get the hell out there and start looking right now, to find a house or find a condo or find whatever you need. Because guess what? Once that first Bank of Canada rate drop comes, you are screwed. The prices will go absolutely batshit crazy. Okay, there's that one. I mean, that's not good. Or something like, if you don't buy now, while there is some listings, if you don't buy now, when the Bank of Canada drops its rate, which could be any minute, basically calling for a June rate cut, there'll be no inventory. People just snap up all the houses and all the condos, and they'll be all gone across Canada in a heartbeat. And this is your last chance. You might never be able to get a house again because, they're not building too many new homes. And so that means you're doomed. If you don't just jump out there and buy something right now, you just won't get any, or you will not be able to afford it. Okay. So that ain't right. Like, please, Jesus. I mean, I've never seen a more volatile time in the real estate industry. I don't know where prices are going to go, really, okay? There is absolutely no guarantee of up. I know the Bank of Canada will cut at some point this year. I don't know that that's necessarily going to push the prices of homes through the roof. Yeah, we live in a society that's, in a whole economy that's sensitive to interest rates. But there's other things. There's unemployment. There's just plain old, no one can afford these batshit crazy prices. Like, it just doesn't work for anybody. It's a small audience. There's just 1,000 things to think about, perhaps now more than ever. And yeah, prices will not necessarily start to rise. They'll probably keep going up in Alberta, but I don't necessarily know that house prices will take off the minute the Bank of Canada drops its rates. I don't know that, okay? Nobody knows. So when somebody's screaming at you on TikTok that you got to buy now or be doomed forever, please don't listen to that. There's also there are a few odd mortgage broker things. There's a couple of odd ones, okay? If you can't afford a house, buy a small piece of empty land in the middle of nowhere so you can have a future cottage someday. Or even, work from home. So it doesn't matter how far. As long as you got Starlink, you can work from home. This is, and by the way, you can't get a bank mortgage for this. It's impossible. Raw land is almost exclusively a private lending scenario, private mortgage scenario, which is very expensive. But the suggestion is, well, the raw land's so cheap, it's only like $100,000 for a lot, or 80 grand or 75 grand, and you can buy that, and we'll get a mortgage, and the payments will be small, even though the interest is very high, very, very high, and the fees are very, very high. And what you got to pay me, the mortgage broker, is a lot. But you will help secure your future. That is totally fucking nuts. That's nuts, okay? I've seen more sorrow come out of the purchase of raw land than I could ever tell you, okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it works. You buy beautiful frontage on a well-known lake, and, people have the wherewithal to build a nice cottage. These people, you need money. You need money to build your own cottage, like serious, serious money. And by the way, it's tremendously hard to do. It's a total pain in the ass, and most people, when they're finished, wish they never did it. So, but the idea of buying raw land as your starter in the real estate business, that's nuts. Do not listen to it. Please, when it comes to real estate advice, check with professionals, check with experienced people, and only think about buying a property if it actually is the absolute right time in your life. You can afford it, you can make the payments, and no other reasons than those. It's the right time for you, and it's affordable, and it's manageable. That's the truth of it all.